Our thoughts are actually the biggest power that any of us have in the world. The seed of all creation is thought. Everything that we are is a result of everything we have ever thought in our lives. So it's really important to learn how to harness the power of positive thoughts. If you think about it, the beginning of the first ever airplane started with just one thought. The beginning of the Eiffel Tower started with just one thought. If I want to become a doctor, then I have the thought first. It has to be a very determined thought, and I have to sustain that thought for a certain amount of time. So how can we begin to use this in a more practical way every day? Because how actually are we aware of the thoughts that we have in one day? In fact, about 95% of our thoughts each day are very passive, meaning that we think the same thoughts day in, day out. We think about going to work, what we're going to have for dinner, when we're going to see the family, going to sleep, and then going to work again, and then family, food, and sleep. So we think pretty much on autopilot. So there is a lot of wasted energy because all thoughts is energy. And that also tells us that if we are not thinking in a very active way, then we are not thinking in a very conscious way. And so we begin to see why the world is in such a crazy state that it is because we are in fact thinking very unconsciously. So how can we then begin to explore the power of active and positive thinking? If each of us takes just a few minutes, maybe just 1 minute each day to start exploring this, then we will in fact begin to experience this inner power that all of us have, but we haven't yet used. And how come we haven't known this by now? Simple, we just haven't been taught it. And so if I begin to just take a few minutes each day to actively think, to actively produce new thoughts, to use that creative energy that I have within me, then I will certainly begin to see changes happen. In fact, it will almost seem like magic because I'm tapping into a part of me that I have never used. This will in turn also make me stop being a victim of circumstance. I will not wait for the right person to do something. I will not wait for the right circumstance to appear. I will not wait for the right situation. The power of me thinking more positively and more actively will bring new people to me, will create new circumstances and new situations where I will begin to once again see how the power of creation has just actually started with my thinking. And when I begin to do this, I will also begin to inspire others, because as I change, the world also changes. That's when that term begins to make sense. And so when I change, I will inspire others. And this, in fact, is actually the beginning of a revolution. When I begin to use my true potential, that inner potential, then there will be a shift in consciousness, and we will actually begin to see how other people also begin to use their inner potential, and we will begin to live in a world that is much more peaceful, much more happy, healthy, and a world that has an abundance for everyone. So how does this look? Here are some thoughts that we can practice, a guided meditation that can create this experience for us. So the first thought could be, I am the creator. I choose which thoughts I wish to create. And today I wish to create a feeling of inner peace. In fact, I think I am peace. And as I begin to think I am peace, I realize that I am this peace. And as I sustain this thought of peace, the feeling begins to grow. And as the feeling begins to grow, I generate this energy and power of peace. And as this energy of peace begins to generate, it grows and grows. And I realized that I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go to a beach or a mountain or a park to be peaceful. I realized that this peace is actually inside me. And as I begin to think like this inner power and this inner peace stays with me throughout the day. It begins to serve as a shield, a protective shield that protects me from any outside influences, any people, any situations. And isn't it amazing that I am the one who has created this experience?